Hello everybody, greetings to all and happy holidays. Pretty upcoming holidays coming up for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video and consider placing a bid on this clock I have up on eBay. This is a shelf cuckoo clock. It's a pretty nice clock. I've seen them before though, this similar carving. I've seen them quite a few times actually, so I don't think it's actually that rare. But it sure is a very a nice piece. It's a nice decorator piece. This clock, I've owned it for years. I have another one, an identical one actually. The other one just in a bit better shape, and it's got a better movement. So I don't need this one any longer. This one. There's a label, a retailer label on the back of it, from A. Frankfield and Company. I've heard of him in the past as well. I think he was a pretty popular jeweler, you know, in the early 20th century. You know, I've seen a handful of clocks. I've owned a handful of clocks that had that same label. So I would date this one. You know, I'm hesitant to say 1890s. I think this one is very early 20th, you know, 1900 to 1910 perhaps. Let's see, what's wrong with this one? Other than some cracking in the case itself, you know, some age cracking, you know. Over here, right here, the bird is missing his wingtip. There's not too much wrong with it. That wingtip is missing. And up top here, I suspect, actually, I'm pretty sure that this bird has been replaced. I think the crown pediment or topper, the rest of it is original, but I believe the bird was lost at one point in time and replaced with this one here. The reason why I know that is because I've seen other examples of this clock, and the other examples, along with the other identical one I have a very similar bird, you know, in carving, obviously. And size to these birds you see on the left and right at the bottom here. Yeah, I'm positive this bird's been replaced, but I mean the work is competent enough. You know, I mean the average person wouldn't know that. Only a trained collector, you know, with a good eye would notice something like that. I haven't really done a whole lot, you know, with this clock except for service. I serviced the movement maybe a year ago, you know. I put some new mainsprings in there, I believe. I don't recall if I did any bushing work. You know, if it needed it, I would have done it. I'm not sure, but the movement is working perfectly. It's in really nice shape. The mainsprings obviously were replaced, so they feel real nice. You know, it's a real easy wind. The hands on it are, I believe, are original carved bone hands. Matching hands, rather. You know, oh, this one, you know what, I think, I see some mounting screws, some mounting hardware screws inside the case. I think this one originally had, either an 8-day movement, either a single or a double fusee movement. You know, you could see, you know, where securing hardware was put in a different spot. So I don't think this is the original movement for this clock. You know, I'm 75% sure the movement in this clock has been replaced with the one that's currently housed in there now. These carvings. Like I said, I've seen a handful of these clocks. They're not rare by any means. I seen one listed not long ago on eBay, as a matter of fact. But these carvings they're really nice. They're done really well. They're nice and deep, you know. Full relief carvings on these birds on the bottom, and obviously you can see they have a nest with eggs in them. But the reaction you're getting out of them is they're startled. They've been you know, shocked by the presence of a rather derelict snake right there, a little cynical snake who's sneaking in behind the maple leaf here. You can see his tail coming out the bottom there, and he's sneaking in to you know, throw down on those eggs there. So these carvings often tell a story, you know, depict a story, if you will. I guess nature is brutal, I guess is the word here, you know. What else? You know, the carvings also, they extend to the sides of the case, which is really nice, because then, you know, it just, the image is much better as it sits, you know, on a shelf or wherever you might display it. You know, it's often enough you see some of these shelf cuckoos and they don't have any additional carving, you know, mounts on the side, which you know, it's not too pleasing to the eye. But this one does. It extends all the way on both sides. Real thick wood, you know what I mean? You're talking 4.5, 5 inches thick there. Let's see. There's some, you know, more aging cracks here on the side, up there above the bellow opening there. The roof's in pretty decent shape. I don't see any other damage on the carvings other than that wingtip there and the replaced bird up on the crown pediment. Yeah, we got some more aging cracks over here, but I'll put the pictures on the listing, and you know, if you got any questions, you know, feel free to ask, and I'll get back to you ASAP. Anyway, I think that's about it, folks. This one's pretty much simple and straightforward. It works really well. You know, it's a nice, a beautiful decorator piece, or a, you know, a nice collector piece for a intermediate collector. You know, yeah. So you know, if you got any questions, like I said, just ask, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your holidays.